called on the Lord. I said, man, that Father, this is real. Will you watch over them? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you call for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law, they doing it. You said under your house shine, they ought to love one another. And they doing it.
All right, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Brakatah to the brothers, and shalom Yahweh Shemar Latah Shem Yahushai to the sisters. Priest and officer Shad Yala, ISUPK Dallas, doing the Brotherhood class. ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm coming in real good. Let me know something. Let me say shalom to the sister Sarah Yaquar. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shemar Latah Shem Yahushai. Hope you staying safe out there, sis. Hey, shalom, Trooper Uriah. What's going on, Hebrew? Yahweh Shem Yahushai Brakatah. Good to see you. Hey, shalom, Princess. Parah Banyamyan. Yahweh Shemar Latah Shem Yahushai. All right, then. The water for y'all coming in. The water to y'all that came on through, we're going to go ahead and get it in. If I can get Officer Hot Design, get me 1 Peter 2:17, start us out. Y'all let me know if y'all hear Officer Hot Design real quick. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all hear it. Right? 1 Peter 2:17.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 17.
All right.
Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear God.
Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear the Most High God, basically. That's what we do here in the ISUPK. We love the brotherhood. We honor men that's been doing this work before us and are doing the work, getting us prepared for that day for us to take over and do the work. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can't, much as we love, brothers that are over us, at any time, the Lord can put new brothers in and put them over or put us in position, in positions to where we have to make decisions for the nation. So we appreciate all, the brothers who trained us up, Commanding General Yohana being chief among them. And we're going to go ahead and push this brotherhood class. Let me go ahead and just ask you all, who's familiar with the relationship between King David and Uriah? Yeah. King David, the righteous king of Israel who was after the Lord's heart. Shalom, Officer Talam Yah. What's going on, warrior? Yahbashim Shabrakatah. Who's familiar with that? Go ahead and start us off in 2 Samuel, the 11th chapter. We're going to pretty much get that whole thing going.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, verse... Oh, I suck it. This is the book of... This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 1.
There you go.
And it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon, and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem.
Not all kings go to battle. Now, David, was a warrior king. You know what I'm saying? Many died at his sword. Y'all understand? But he would not have been able to maintain such a great rule that he had in Israel without the blessing of the Most High. You understand? And one of the things the Most High, built the nation of Israel on was brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Long as David had that and didn't compromise that, he didn't compromise the brotherhood, he didn't compromise the Lord. He won in battle all the time. It's telling you right here. He went against some Ammonites, which we know today we call them the Japanese, and he sent men to destroy them in battle. You know what I'm saying? He stayed home, but brothers went and took care of work in battle. Side note, if y'all ever want to me to hook up you all with some info proving just who the Ammonites are and who the Moabites are, I got a couple of books for y'all to start with. So just if that's some info y'all want, just give me a holler, all right? That's just side note. But gonna go ahead to verse 2. Go ahead, verse 2.
Kawakam, this is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 2. And it came to pass in an evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself.
Go ahead.
And the woman was very beautiful to look upon.
You know it all. Yeah. For me, that would be Halle Berry in the '90s. What about you? Halle in the '90s. What about you, as a Carwan? What about who is your who is the most stunning sister you ever seen, whether in real life or on screen?
Brian Zion, the Regina King.
Regina King.
Yeah.
Regina King from 227?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Brian Dreams. Yeah.
Pipe dream.
No. Brian Dreams.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, she's good looking, but I wouldn't have put her on Halle's tier, but yeah.
No, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know you're talking about Regina King, the same sister who been in Hollywood about 30 years. She's even voiced Huey and Riley Freeman in the Boondocks.
Yeah.
That sister there, yeah. Yeah, she
I
nice. I like her, but I wouldn't put her on
don't like
90s Halle Berry to you, would you?
I don't like Halle Berry. I don't like the red bones.
Yeah, okay. She wasn't a red bone.
No.
She biracial, yeah.
Because if you
Real?
Yeah. Yeah. I see where you're going, and to each man his preference. Yeah. Back then I wouldn't have turned down Regina King at all. Hey, Shalom, Sister Taylor, Yahweh Shamar, about Shem Yahweh Shai. But I don't know. I'll let Hadazan be the tiebreak. You a young man. Do you remember any? You know any of these two sisters? You wasn't even alive in the '90s. You know this. But yeah. Says David saw a woman fair to look at. Halle and Swordfish, man. Crazy, but she's bad, Mama Jamma. But yeah, so David's up out his bed. And probably had the thoughts of doing a few things that were a little strange. At this point, he already had about 8 wives and about 300 girlfriends. And yet, I guess he gotten too used to battle, too used to winning, and too used to getting his way because now even you got 8 wives, you got 300 other females you can pop up anytime you want, and you looking at this one woman you can't. It's always something about um, brothers dealing with women they can't. They can't deal with it. Something about that. You know what I'm saying? We're going through it. You know, we're all going through it now. We've all done that now. One day when y'all get me somewhere, I got a few stories to tell y'all. You know, about me just going too far when I was in the world. The Most High really has saved me. You know what I'm saying? Because I really shouldn't be here just on some of the decisions I made, particularly concerning women. Um, hey, Shalom, sis. What's your name? Is Angel your name? Say she's the real but trooper Uriah. I got to meet that sister one time. Just say Shalom, so I can put a face with the name. But yeah, Thawada, trooper Uriah. Appreciate that. But even in these scriptures and even in life, a brother will ruin the best things he got going for him all because of a woman that he wasn't supposed to be with in the first place. And we're gonna get into a little bit of that. Thawada for being here, sis. We're gonna get into a little bit of that. Go ahead and get where we at. We're on verse 3.
Come on.
Okay.
Come
Even towards before you get there, Adazan, even but towards the men that serve you, the men that are under you. It has to be a show of brotherhood. Commanding General Yohana is one that really knows that because he exhibits brotherhood with every one of these brothers, myself, you brothers in the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? Because he understands you don't have a nation, you don't even have an army for a nation without brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? And we bringing that out just to say don't let anyone get in between the brotherhood. No brother that's outside us, no woman that's outside us, even a woman that's inside. You leave your brother's woman alone, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like the way she look at, when she's in a vulnerable position or not, nothing's supposed to outgrow the brotherhood. Nothing's supposed to be bigger than the brotherhood. Think of all them brothers out there in the world and lost their lives messing around with another brother's woman. I remember I went to high school with a couple of them. One of them was a football star at the school, best player on the team. And one night we lose him because of an incident involving another woman. He dies. The brother who killed him wound up in prison for the rest of his life. Question, Officer Maiwaz, where do you think that woman is?
On somebody around.
And considering this was the 90s and I was in high school, imagine the rod jumping she's been doing from that moment on until about today. Can you imagine how many bodies that chick got? Never did see the woman, but damn it, what a waste, because I actually thought that brother was, 5-star material as far as on the field, Could have easily gone to college, on the athletic scholarship. He was I think he was a junior at the time. It was a big time waste. And you got to keep in mind that's just one situation. How many brothers look at these rapping Negroes now? How many of them done put each other to death all over a woman? Dealing with some woman they shouldn't have been dealing with in the first place. Go ahead with verse 3, Ak.
sir. There's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 3. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, is this not Bathsheba?
Come. Bathsheba, either one works.
Sorry. This is not Bathsheba, the daughter of Elaine, the wife of Uriah the Hittite.
Uriah.
Uriah.
Come. Because I remember getting into a debate a few years ago with that brother. Somebody's trying to convince me that Bathsheba was a heathen. And he was also trying to consider, he was also telling me Uriah was a heathen just because it's right here. The brother just read Uriah again.
Sir, the wife of Uriah the Hittite.
So they automatically said that Bathsheba and Uriah were heathens. Of course, because they have, and they were saying this only because they weren't in the ISUPK, using under learning under Commanding General Young. If they did, they know that Bath in the first name is letting you know she's Israel. Because Bath just means daughter. You know what I'm saying? And Uriah, you can look him up. He was an Israelite. He just happened to be living among the Hittites. It's not like they were far away from us. You know, they had, we were living right there amongst Africans. Hittites had communities even in our places. This is a big point of contention, like when we do the breakdown of Ruth, because you know a lot of fake Israelite groups believe Ruth was a heathen too, because it says there that what was it saying in the book of Ruth? Lamont Darden in the chat, where do you live? But nah, that's a breakdown for another day. Ruth was an Israelite, as was Uriah, as was Bathsheba. Anybody needing me to break that down, give me a call tonight, you brothers that are in here, because I want to make sure y'all know that. But no, the biggest key to where you prove Uriah was Israel, he was in David's army. That's the easiest way. I could go deeper, but no, he was in David's army. So he wasn't a natural. He wasn't a Hittite by birth, just among citizenship. He lived in the land of the Hittites. But no, he was very much an Israelite, as was Ruth, as was Bathsheba. In the New Testament, you meet Cornelius. Back in the Old Testament, you hear about so many other brothers they'll be named like Elijah. They'll be named after where they live, and not so much not according to the actual nationality. Paul, back in the New Testament. Go ahead.
Some like we ill now.
Yeah.
American long Israel.
Con. Everyone in this room right now and everybody watching us is American. Is that our nationality though? Or is that just where we're located? That's right. We the children of Israel. We're Jacob's seed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Lamont Darden, what city are you joining? What city are you in? We'll give him time with that. Go ahead to get verse 4 real quick.
Sir. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 4. And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her.
And say that again. He what with her?
And he lay with her.
He lay with her. Okay, go ahead.
For she was purified from her uncleanness.
Purified from unclean. In other words, she was just taking a shower or a bath, whatever it was. She's in that bathtub. She's up there and got up, and sisters didn't have excess weight back then, so she had the nice little Coke bottle shape and that chocolate skin, and David lost herself. You know what I'm saying? Then got too lustful and too, as we all done. Everybody in the school has done it. You knew the woman was off limits, but what do? If I get you brothers in here some beer and some of your favorite drink and just shut this down, rest of y'all gonna tell me all types of stories where y'all done dealt with a woman you shouldn't have, and I am too. I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. I should be dead, and the three of us should be dead. But three of y'all should be dead. But hell, because of Christ, we have another chance. Y'all understand? And y'all listening to us and tuning in, understand that you have a second chance, all because of Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. You finished with verse 4 yet? Go ahead.
And she returned unto her house.
So her filthy behind went and laid with another man and then went back to her house. They do that so easily these days. You know what I'm saying? They will, let me get that precept real quick. All of them will do this today. All you gotta do is turn on social media. Whole bunch of these broads to do that. Hold where you at. Don't move from that. Officer Mawaz, can you get Ecclesiasticus 13 and 24 for me? Baba Kashar. That's all. This is what Bathsheba did that day, basically. Ecclesiasticus 13 and 24. Con says we're going in heavy. It's the Brotherhood class. We gotta strengthen our brotherhood just by knowing one way of strengthening them, Sister Angel, is just knowing where the boundaries are. You know what I'm saying? And never crossing them boundaries. You got me? Yeah, Ecclesiasticus 13 and 24.
Ecclesiasticus
Come.
13 and 24.
As loud as you possibly can.
Come. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin.
Riches are good to him that have no sin.
And poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly.
Okay, hold on. On 1 second. Hold on 1 second. It's actually in Ecclesiastes 26. I'm just trying to find it. Where it says she wiped her mouth and did no evil. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Con. That's a thought in and of itself, ain't it? That's a thought in and of itself right there. Is it not, y'all? Hey, Shalom, Sister Bashamath, how you doing out there? You still out west? Okay. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're going to find that scripture before we move on. I'm not moving off that one.
I want to hear it too.
Say that again?
I want to hear it too.
I'm punching up the wrong words. That's why it's not coming up on my app real quick. Okay, it's not in Ecclesiasticus. It's in Proverbs. Proverbs 30 and 20. Salakia for that, y'all. Got one scripture on the mind. When it's another scripture, I won't. Just you got it.
Okay.
Remind us where we were. Go to you were on 4 again. Get that one more time.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 4. And David sent messengers and took her.
Right. So he doesn't send his men to go get this off limits married woman. Go ahead.
And she came in unto him.
And she came on to him. You know, even married woman today, they will put aside their marriage if it means getting a more prestigious man. Here she is, the most powerful man she's ever met. She's in David's she's right in David's wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? Right in his home, right in this damn castle, this vestibule he's got. Go ahead.
And he lay with her.
And he lied. He had sex with her. Go ahead.
For she was purified from her uncleanness.
In other words, she wasn't dirty at this time. Go ahead.
And she returned unto her house.
Then returned on to her house as if nothing happened. Let me get that scripture in Proverbs 30 and 20, Baba Kashar.
Come. Proverbs 30, verse 20. Proverbs 30, verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman.
That's what an adulterous woman will do. She'll take her ass into another house and sleep with another man like it ain't nothing. They did it then, they do it even more now. There's no shame now. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep if you ain't got a woman in this truth, you might need a chastity belt for her. Y'all ever seen them? Go ahead and finish.
Come. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and said, I have done no wickedness.
And swallowed a whole glizzy. And then wiped her mouth and she did nothing. And will lie in your face about the shit too, boy. Hey, Shalom, brother. Brother Antonio, what's going on, brother? But yeah, she will have a mouthful of David's glizzy and then wipe her damn mouth as if she did nothing and carry her punk ass back to her damn house. Man, if that don't sound like every adulterous woman today, I don't know what does, man. Adulterous woman today will get up but right on social media and make a fortune. Who's ever heard of Tasha K? Gossip chick. Y'all in the chat, give me a one if you've heard of Tasha K. Cause she did it. Married to some African and couldn't wait to cheat on him and did. And because he's a simp, he took her back. Because you know them Africans don't care about nothing but money no way. You know, they will get with Eve, and as long as Eve is making money, he'll stick around and put up with all the nonsense. Jake do it too at Remy Ma. That wasn't the first time she played on her husband. Yeah, that wasn't the first time. And Remy Ma, you know, when she dressed up and looked her best, she probably looked just like Bathsheba looked then. Made David do some strange things, boy. Were you through it? Verse 20?
Come.
All right, then. Thawad, I appreciate that. Hey, Shalom, Officer Nakabar Gabar. Yabashin Shah Brakatah. How's the new father doing? Can't wait to get you back up in there, soldier. We're on verse 5 now, right? Let's get 5 and 6.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 5. And the woman conceived.
She conceived. In other words, a baby came out of it. She done got pregnant now. That's special right there. That's when you know you done messed up. Go ahead.
And sent and told David.
Let David know she done missed her monthly. She ain't been laying with Uriah because Uriah been at war. You know what I'm saying? So what David is showing you right now, this is really the only time he just went off, but it's big. You know what I'm saying? Because he literally threw away, he threw a good brother away just so he can have his woman. Had to do something strange. You know what I'm saying? Had to commit adultery, and Samuel will tell him about that later, but we're gonna go ahead and finish where we are right now. Go ahead.
And said, I am with child.
She is with child, and it can only be yours, David. Let's get verse 6.
Sir, verse 6. And David sent to Joab, saying, Send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David.
So he's got to call his loyal soldier in there, Uriah the Hittite. And I don't know how he figured he gonna do this, but he knows Uriah ain't the child of that baby, because Uriah's been at war. He ain't done nothing but fight. He ain't had time. He ain't had time to bust his wife down. Go ahead.
I was gonna say somebody said David might want to be sure he.
I mean, though I agree with that, in this time I would agree with you, because these broads now they will give that thing to anybody, man. They've got no they've got no chill. That Maury show, of course, that wasn't real, but those situations happen because they'll be in other shows. Here it is. I'm with this dude. This chick will be. I'm with this dude, and now I'm pregnant, and I'm getting him tested. Find out he ain't the dad. Then she bringing two other niggas up in there and testing them. They ain't the dad either. Back then, though, women were nasty, they weren't as nasty. You know what I'm saying? Chances are Bathsheba probably only came off that thing because it was David. Y'all got to keep, you brothers that are married, make sure you know who it is your woman is idolizing. If she ain't idolizing your Yahushua, not even saying you want to idolize him either, but more or less the Most High. If she's spending too much time talking about or looking at another man, that's a potential issue. Chances are this day she'll never meet that man because the world only seems a little smaller now due to social media. But back then, in this time, we're going back to this time. I'm pretty sure Bathsheba never saw or never was around a man as powerful as David. This ruddy king who can slay giants and cut their damn heads off, righteously ruling over the most prosperous land in the world, basically. Israel was, what's the word I'm looking for? Israel was rich. It would get even richer after David. David was basically laying the seeds for what Israel was going to be after that. His dynasty was supposed to continue all the way to today. We all know why it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And we might get some scriptures on that in Kings talking about um, King Omri and his line. That dynasty that produced nothing but wickedness. Produced Ahab, produced Ahaziah of Israel, because at that time it was an Ahaziah ruling Israel and there was an Ahaziah ruling Judah. This was all after David when the kingdom split. But see what the sister was saying. Okay, I'll get back with her in a little bit. But at this time now, he's got to get Uriah in front of him. He's got to think about what is he going to do. How is he going to even deal with the fact that my loyal soldier here, who's going out risking his life in battle with them damn Ammonites, and I'm here with his rib killing him, basically. He's over there dying and his rib killing him over here. Got my glizzy on the mouth. And then messing around and dropped seed in this woman and she's pregnant now. But let's get verse 7. Go ahead, verse 7.
Concert. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 7. When Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered.
Go ahead, next verse.
Verse 8. And David said to Uriah, Go down to thy house, and wash thy feet.
All right.
And Uriah departed out of the king's house. And there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
Okay, so he's telling them to go get clean. And now he's basically filling his cupboard, filling his fridge. They didn't have refrigerators as we know them back then, but what they did have was ice boxes, even in those days. Places where you could put ice and it could store whatever is in there for a reasonable amount of time. Not saying you could keep meat back there for 3 weeks waiting on your old lady to get it and do something great with it. Shout out to Sister Barah. But you could maybe keep meat around, maybe an extra day or two, as long as you had these old ancient ice boxes. Okay, where are we now? We are in verse 8. Go ahead and give me verse 9.
Concert. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 9. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and went not down to his house.
Anybody want to guess why? Got anything on that? We'll read about it in a little bit, but they were loyal. Uriah wasn't the only loyal servant he had. Every one of his men were loyal to him. David had a great army because they all loved him. They all could see the Lord was with them. They were winning every war, spilling blood left and right, conquering people, conquering lands, um, getting spoils. In other words, all the gold, all the cattle, all the women. They were getting all that. Give me verse 10.
Concert. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 10. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, Camest thou not from thy journey? Why then didst thou not go down unto thine house?
Like, nigga, ain't you tired of going to war? Ain't you done killed everybody? Ain't you tired? Ain't you want to go home and get in your bed with your woman, aka my woman, and sleep in your bed or in your big chair or what have you, around the fire, what have you, however we was doing it back then. Got anything to add to that, Hadazan? Okay. Shalom, Trooper Kamash. What's going on, Hebrew? Let's get go ahead and get verse 11.
Concert. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 11. Uriah said unto David, The ark, and Israel, and Judah abide in tents, and my lord Joab, and the servants of my lord, are encamped in the open fields, shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink, and to lie with my wife? As thou livest, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing.
In other words, we got work to do and more work. So I ain't got time to go home and take a shower and eat my food and plow my wife. I gotta get ready to go and continue doing this righteous thing we're doing. We're at war right now. I ain't got time to rest. We can't be doing that. What we got to do now? I'm waiting on orders, Your Highness, or Ottawa, my King, my Lord. I ain't got time to do all that. We'll do all that later. Get what I'm saying? That's why he didn't. That is loyalty in its extreme definition. There, officers of Carwan. You got a nice little tent and encampment. You got fresh food. You got a fine ass wife like Bathsheba, and you don't want to go nowhere any of it because then you get too relaxed and you take your mind off the mission. And the mission is whatever David at this time was charging with: loyalty, brotherhood. Uriah had that for David, but as we read in the earlier passages, David didn't quite feel the same way. If he did, he'd have kept his hand. He wouldn't even sent for Bathsheba like that. He just let her go on. Plenty more. There's plenty more women in Israel for me to get. That's kind of the attitude we got to have up in here. Don't be like the Christians, the Muslims, the fake Israelite groups, the secular brothers, the conscious community. All of them are adulterers. We hear and read about it all the time. Before any of y'all came in, I was actually getting calls from women in fake Israelite groups looking for counsel because their man was cheating on them, so called, sleeping with other women. Which, if he was doing it in the guise of being with another wife, he's all right. But these brothers was just dealing with rando chicks they seen at the club or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing righteous about that because 1 Corinthians 6:9 tells you what's going to happen to you if you do that. You're not going to inherit no kingdom that way. Verse, we're in verse 12, are we not?
Oh, okay.
Let's get it.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 12. And David said to Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow.
Staying near the king. You know what I'm saying? Work he had to be doing today is work he had to be doing tomorrow. He didn't, in his mind, he didn't even have time to go home and shower and shave and shit and yeah, and give Bathsheba that pickle tickle and go on the hell on. You know what I'm saying? Hope I ain't getting too direct for y'all in this class, but the water for y'all staying with me. Let's get where are we at now? Verse 13. Let's go on in and get it. Verse 13.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 13.
We're gonna get this whole chapter, y'all. Y'all just hang on, y'all that are watching. And if y'all got any questions or comments, go ahead and post them. I will read them and I will answer them. Share this with people in your family. We're still trying to grow this channel in righteousness, all right? Your family, even if they're not in the truth, they're not going to get a decent breakdown on these scriptures going to the church or going to the mosque or anywhere else. The only place they're going to get it is right here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Go ahead, Warrior. Salaki for cutting you off.
So this is the book of 2 Samuel chapter 11 verse 13. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. And at even he went out to lie on his bed with the servants of his Lord, but went not down to his house.
Okay, so he's standing there in David's dwelling place. He done ate, he done slept, he done got drunk, he done did everything but go home. Just tells you how loyal a soldier he was, man. Because at any point he could be back in battle. That's what him and the rest of the servants are sticking around for. Next verse.
Verse 14. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah.
Keep going.
Verse 15. And he wrote in the letter, saying, Send ye Uriah in the forefront of the hardest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die.
Shalom, Yabashim Yabashai Brakatah, Officer Chicago War. What's going on, Warrior? I don't think y'all heard that and understand that real good, do you? Go ahead, Takar One. Go ahead and see what you got to say.
He bad. He ain't no good.
He went all the way to hell off here, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I really, really like David, and I like reading about everything that he did do. This is the part I didn't like reading. You know what I'm saying? Because this is really the only time he went off, but it's big.
Real big.
This is no kind of brotherhood right here. This is the brotherhood you get from Christians right here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Is it safe to say that your Uriah was, I don't want to say too loyal, but put a little bit too much trust in David and not in the Most High?
Well, he did trust in the Most High, and his eyes back then was trusting David because he knows that the Lord was with David, and because David wasn't going off on anything up until this point, it was like he was following the Lord. Let me help you out with that. Hold where you at. Get 1 Chronicles 29 and 20 real quick. Let me show you something there, Officer Mawaz, real fast. Because this is what was going on in Uriah's mind.
This is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 29, verse 20. And David said to all the congregation, Now bless Yahweh your God.
Bless the Most High, Yahweh, the supreme power, your God. Go ahead.
And all the congregation blessed Yahweh God.
All of Israel blessed the Most High. Go ahead.
Of their fathers.
Of their fathers. Go ahead.
And bowed their heads and worshipped Yahweh and the king.
And the who?
And the king.
And who is the king at this time?
David.
It's King David. These are his words. His words might as well have been gospel then. Staying loyal to David at this time was staying loyal to the Lord. Because the Lord picked him personally. Who was the first king of Israel? David was just second. Who was first? It was Saul, yeah. Now, was the Lord with Saul? Up until when?
Until he was trying to kill David.
No, it was before that. It was before that. It was when he told Saul to kill all the Amalekites and don't spare one of them. put them all to death, killed every one of them. What did Saul do? Killed all of them but the king. He's supposed to wipe it all out, be done with that whole nation.
Wow.
And he spared the king.
Wow.
I would have to go back in there and read to know that. But he spared the king. Now, the king ultimately did die, but he spared him. Which is outright defiance and rebellion against the Lord, and is what made Saul wicked. It was the whole reason he raised up David in the first place, because David was to do the Lord's will. I think it tells you that in 2 Samuel 5. I think it also tells you that in Acts 13 in the New Testament. He was all about the Lord's will. So as the brother was reading in First Chronicles, the words of David, he blessing the Most High and praying to the Most High and also praying to the King, King David. You're doing the same thing, basically. You was literally, just by him following David and being loyal to David, he was being loyal to the Lord. It was David that was the one who transgressed. Where are we at on chapter 11?
We're at verse 16.
We're on 16? Okay, but you're reading right there in 15, put him in the hottest battle. In other words, the most contentious battle in this war. And you make sure that you leave him there. That's what he said when he's saying, retire ye. In other words, you come back. Whoever went out there with you, you come back. The only one that stays is Uriah. That's what he's saying. That he may be smitten. In other words, smite. And y'all know smite means the what? Kill. In fact, kill violently. And die. Now, here's a question I'll ask you brothers and sisters online, and I'll ask you brothers that are in here. Why would he want his loyal servant to be killed?
So he had his life.
That's true.
Without the guilt or having to face the fact that he was disloyal to his brother.
Not only disloyal to his brother, he was disloyal to the Lord.
Yeah, disloyal to the Most High God.
Because whether dead or alive, he committed adultery. This was his way, I guess, of trying to, I guess he's trying to come back and say, I only had her after Uriah died, which we know from reading this chapter, that's bullshit. That was the deal. I guess he explained in his, the demons, Officer Kagawar got it, to hide sin from the people. Y'all give Officer Kagawar a hand. It was an excellent answer. It was a perfect answer because it was the right answer. You had something to add to that?
I was going to say, kind of get to that. I was going to say that it was more so to hide, seeing from people. Kind of what people do a lot of the time. They think they hiding from God, but they're not. That's who really knows what you're doing.
Absolutely.
If you think you're hiding from the people or not.
Absolutely. But the Most High always knows. People know. You know what I'm saying? Can't get nothing past. Once the Holy Spirit is there, if people are really, the congregation's really dealing with the Holy Spirit, they're not going to let that live. They're not going to live that down. They're going to be looking forward. They're going to be looking at at the King funny style now. You know what I'm saying? You done sent this woman's husband to die only to cover up the fact that you done got this woman pregnant. Okay, we are on verse 16 now, are we not? Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 16. And it came to pass, when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that valiant men were.
knew where his strongest warriors were because that was the hottest battle, like we read in the previous passage. Go ahead and get the next verse.
Verse 17. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. And there fell some of the people of the servants of David. And Uriah the Hittite died also.
A lot of his servants, including Uriah, died in this battle. I mean, that happens. You go to war, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to either kill your enemy or your enemy's going to kill you. Y'all understand? Real easy to understand. That was true then. It's true now. As long, even in the future, as long as there are people, there's going to be war. The only time there's not going to really be no war is when Christ returns and brings the kingdom. Ain't going to be no wars no more because we're going to be in charge. And you go against us, you're going to die. Nations go against us, whether before or after they serve their slavery, they're going to be put to death. Ain't going to be no time for no counsel. Ain't going to be no time for no trial. Ain't going to be none of that. You're going to obey Israel or you're going to die. That's going to be the kingdom. That is heaven. Whether y'all Christians that are watching know that or not, heaven is rulership. Hell is captivity. Blacks, West Indians, Hispanics, Native Americans, this is hell we in right now. Being ruled over by an evil people and unjust people, having to deal with all their filth and nastiness, trying to keep your identity, trying to keep yourself spiritually clean. Imagine having to work and everybody else is celebrating Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And we in here know the origins of Christmas, and we don't want no part of it. We in the truth. We don't deal with any of it. Yet around you, everybody's in that holiday spirit, and that holiday spirit more and more is becoming a plague, a death spirit. How many brothers and sisters got locked up around this time in the last week or two, trying to rob somebody so they can go and buy Christmas gifts for their family, for their kids? How many people lost their life in the last couple of weeks? Every year, around this time of year. And it's not over because so-called New Year's will be this later on this week. Now, we know that's not the real New Year's, but everybody's still in the season. Y'all ain't seen everybody take them lights off their house, have you? They still there. Hey, Shalom, Officer Taquan. What's going on, Hebrew? Yahbashim Shabbat. Verse 18 now, right? Grab 18 and 19 for me.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 18. Then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war.
In other words, he gave a report. You camp leaders, camp leaders in the ISUPK, we got to give a report every time we do something every week, whether it's go to camp, whether it's deal in debates, whether we're passing out food to brothers and sisters who don't have it, doing food drives or what have you. All of that we're doing now, we were doing then too. You think David's men didn't have food drives? You read where he hooked Uriah up with a lot of meat, right? Now we will always take care of our people during that time. Soldiers then and soldiers of UPK now. We got to give a report of it. So right here you had Joab having to give David a full report on how he done got a whole bunch of men, especially Uriah, killed. All on his order. What he basically wants to do is make sure that Uriah is dead. So I guess he can feel a little bit better about the fact that he impregnated that brother's wife. Go ahead to the next verse.
Verse 19. And charged the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king.
Okay, next verse.
Verse 20. And if so be the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, wherefore approached ye so nigh unto the city when ye did fight? Knew ye not that they would shoot from the wall?
What were they shooting back then? Y'all know? There you go. Shooting arrows. Give Officer Mywaz a strong hand. All right. We're gonna give you a stronger hand pretty soon now. Make sure all these officers in here doing it. But yeah, um, had to give full detailed reports, just like camp leaders in the UPK do. Full detailed reports. I'm saying this was a matter of war. This particular instance, it was a matter of war with a heathen nation. So eventually, David wanted to know everything that was going on. Needed a full report. Of course, he was only interested really in just one thing at this point. We already know what that is. Next verse.
Verse 21. Who smote Abimelech, the son of Jerubbaal? Did not a woman cast a piece of a milestone upon him?
That'd be millstone.
Go
ahead.
Did not a woman cast a piece of millstone upon him from the wall, that he died in the bed? Why went ye nigh the wall? Then say thou, thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also.
Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Along with Abimelech, he's dead, and now so is Uriah as well. So these are some of David's best, but we all know which one that he took the most interest in, or was going to take the most interest in. He basically sent in some of the worst brotherhood that you can find in these scriptures. He sent a loyal soldier to die to cover up his sin. I'll just go ahead and tell you, brothers, no piece of tail is worth all that. When I got all of y'all in here, I pray that Officer Zakarwan knows that Officer Mywaz is more important to him than any woman that may be in between them. You understand? You build a nation off brotherhood. You build loyalty among one another, and that's how you build a nation. Even since I've been in this truth, women come and go. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get new spirits in there all the time. Females that they love everything that we do, they love everything we teach. They can't give a counter argument for anything we bring out, but they can never share their husband. So what do they end up doing? They leave. Even though scripturally it's right for a man to have another woman, there's rules set in place for a man to have another woman. Some women just will not share. And that's why a lot of them leave the truth. They always have to do with, their man getting another woman. And I pray that you young brothers do not let a young woman sway you, all right? Sway you out the truth. It ain't worth it. There'll be other women. Everybody get what I'm saying? All right. Hey, Shalom, Sister Mataz on the path. Yahweh Shamar Al Shim Yahweh Shai. Like I said, if y'all got any questions or comments, y'all that are watching this video, go ahead and put them in the comment section. I will get right to them. The water to all y'all for being here. The water to Officer Mywaz for this laptop. Barakatha Yahweh Shai for the ISUPK, the home of the truth. Go ahead and get me the next verse. So we're not on verse 21 yet? No, we past 21. 22?
Go
ahead.
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 22. So the messenger went and came and shewed David all that Joab had sent him for.
Kind of wish they had named the messenger had a name, but we know the messenger is basically running back everything Joab told him because David wants his report. Go ahead.
Sir, verse 23. And the messenger said unto David, surely the men prevailed against us and came out unto us into the field. And we were upon them even unto the entering of the gate.
Keep going.
Verse 24. And the shooters shot from off the wall upon thy servants. And some of the king's servants be dead. And thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also.
Now, when David heard that, like he's hearing it right now, keep in mind, he's trying to cover up sin. So what was his reaction? Privately, anyway. I wouldn't go for happy, but say it again.
Relieved.
Give Officer Hadazan a hand. He felt like now he can get away with something. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of it's stress being lifted off his shoulder, basically. We all know how that feels when someone's weighing you down, and now all of a sudden it's been lifted. Go ahead, Mawaz.
I just want to add, he's in the mind frame of the people won't know. Like I won't look evil in their eyes.
Right.
I won't lose their respect.
At least that's what he's saying in his head. You're right about that. That's what he's saying in his head, but of course the people know better. I'm saying. One thing about Israel, even today, we were raised with righteousness, but too often we'll go along to get along. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kwame Brown. We will sit silent when evil is going on, just to kind of seem cool in front of the masses or what have you. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing with Israel is we've been all given a moral compass. More so than any nation, Israel has a moral compass. Tells you that in First Esdras. We know right from wrong. So knowing that this sister, we all, they probably all saw her go into David's encampment or his enclosure, his castle, wherever it was, and saw her leave, and then next thing you know, she come up pregnant, and knowing that her husband ain't been home to do it to her, people knew. Birds start chirping, you know what I'm saying? That's the Holy Spirit. To not say anything, and that's what it is with that stop snitching culture that we're dealing with among our people. All that basically means is if you're doing something wrong, don't sell your boy, and you and him both were doing something wrong. Don't sell him out just so you can get less time. That's what that's supposed to going into. If you can't hold where you at, give me Leviticus 5:1. Because the Lord actually tells you right here in the law that he wants you to say something. He don't want you like your pastor's messing around with a brother's wife in the church, like it's doing in all Christian churches. All you gotta do is look up pastor and adultery. You're gonna see a whole bunch of stories, endless stories, a steady stream of so-called men of God sleeping with sisters in the church, or just women in the church. Period. It ain't just the brothers. Obviously, the nations are gonna do it. Because to their spirit, they know they're not really serving the Most High no way. But you're supposed to say something. You're not supposed to sit on your hand and just gossip. You're supposed to say something. You're supposed to go to him and him alone. Go ahead.
Sir. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 1.
Y'all listen to this real good. So anybody tells you not to snitch, go ahead. Leviticus 5:1.
And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he have seen or known of it.
In other words, you know there was sin going on, and you didn't say anything, you didn't do anything. Go ahead.
If he do not utter it.
If he do not utter it, in other words, he don't say anything. Go ahead.
Then he shall bear his iniquity.
Then he shall bear his iniquity. Y'all understand what that means? It'll be just like you did it. Some guy you know who's in a gang or sells drugs or what have you, shot up the block, a stray bullet killed a kid. You know this nigga did it, and you don't say anything. You don't get that family that just lost their baby any justice. That ain't brotherhood at all. That ain't even lawful. It's just like you pulled the trigger on a kid if you don't say nothing. You understand? So don't let them confuse you with that. When it says don't be a snitch, it just means that you and somebody else broke into these old people's house and you killed them just to steal their TV or what have you, steal their money, steal their jewelry or what have you. You're not supposed to roll over on your friend. You're not supposed to tell on him to get less time when you did the exact same thing he did. That's all that means. You don't cooperate and sink both of you just so you can get less time. But you know you had nothing to do with it. You know who did it, you know when they did it. You can help get some closure and get some justice to somebody. Say something, or else you're guilty just by knowing it happened. That's what the Lord said. We just read that. Read that again in Leviticus 5:1.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he have seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
God, that's Leviticus 5:1, Kamash. The water, Officer Hot Design. We were in, where were we? We were in 24, right?
25.
Go ahead, 25. Go ahead and get that.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 25. Then David said unto the messenger, Thus shalt thou say unto Joab, Let not this thing displease thee, for the sword devoureth one as well as another. Make thy battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and encourage thou him.
So along with trying to cover up his sin, I guess he calls himself trying to make Uriah a martyr. Because he's getting ready to go back into that same city where he just lost all his mighty men, Uriah and a few of his other mighty men, and go back stronger and kill everybody in it. I guess he's trying to cover it up all the way. You know what I'm saying? Not only that I get the killers, but I took over the city. I put them all to death. I smote them all. So it's just me and this disloyal, now pregnant woman, Bathsheba, and I can do as I please now. I got nothing to worry about. This is what's on David's mind. That's evil and wicked as hell, though. It's evil and wicked to throw away the brotherhood over a woman or over anything. We got a long history of that. We're just doing that with women that were off limits. And time has come to put that to rest. Y'all that are not in the ISUPK under Commander General Johanna, and y'all are out there looking to lay down with a woman you know ain't yours. You know she's your friend's woman, your brother's woman, a member of your so-called church, put that away and build the brotherhood. Keep the brotherhood. Don't compromise the brotherhood just because you woke up with morning wood one day. You know what I'm saying? You woke up one morning all swole, saw that fine married woman over there, and now whole bunch of people gotta die just to cover up your sin. Nothing righteous about that. We are in verse 26 now, right?
Go.
Go ahead.
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 26. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband.
Some fake mourning, of course. I mean, maybe on one level she still loved her husband, but it didn't keep her out of that man. It didn't keep her out of David's bed. I was watching a movie, an old movie, just the other day. Bathsheba got me thinking about this broad. This broad was going with this one guy. This was the name of the movie. Maybe y'all have heard of it. What was it? Narco Valley. It's mainly an Issachar movie, a gangster movie. Um, Only check it out if you got about an hour to waste. It wasn't really worth watching. But this woman done sit up here and got one dude killed, another dude, and two other dudes almost killed, all because she keeps going behind her man's back, sleeping with other men. She started out with one man who's in the dope game, sleeps with his nephew who just got home from serving time, and then talks the nephew into killing him, which he does. He killed his own uncle over this chick. And this chick wasn't about shit because she then tried to get him killed by a kingpin a state over. That dude did shoot that dude, but didn't kill him. He thought he had killed him, but nah, he lived. And then eventually she got somebody to kill that guy. So she almost had three bodies on it. Turned out she only got one, but she moving around, um, giving them draws that every dude trying to move up, trying to get a richer man each time, trying to sleep her way into power, basically. That's what Bathsheba kind of remind me of. This chick in this movie. Y'all can check out the movie if you just want to waste an hour. Some of the worst acting you ever see, called Narco Valley. That's the name of the movie. All right, go ahead and get the last verse there.
Sir. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 27. And when the morning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house. And she became his wife.
Too late for that. Go ahead.
And bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased Yahweh.
Of course it did. See, he's the one person you can't hide your sin from. Most High was hip to all of it. Literally saw you send this loyal servant to die to cover up the fact that you popped this woman and popped her up and got her pregnant. That's what the game was, man. Could not put that sin away from the Most High. You okay, warrior? Most High in Christ. Let's go ahead and get the next chapter.
Oh, God. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 1. And Yahweh sent Nathan unto David. And he came unto him and said unto him, There were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor.
Okay, so Just to let y'all know what's getting ready to come on. We'll probably get only about half of this chapter, or maybe most of this chapter, because don't want to keep everybody in here forever. But basically, he's getting ready to put out a parable for David. Want y'all to pay real close attention to what's going on. Go ahead,
Verse 2.
There you go.
The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds. Verse 3. But the
Salaki for a minute. Sakarwan, can you bring me that Zinfandel they got? Can you bring me that Zinfandel they got back? You got me? Okay. The water, my wise. I didn't want to make you rise again, but that's all right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. A little strength for my stomach's sake, y'all.
Some wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that was.
It's good that you don't know. Yeah. I don't want anybody to be that versed on wine and alcohol, because that means you might have a problem. Making me second guess myself every now and then. But go ahead to verse 3. Go ahead.
Verse 3. But the poor man had nothing save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up. And it grew up together with him and with his children. It did eat of his own meat and drank of his own cup, and lay in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter.
Okay. So you got the parable has one guy who's got money and one that's kind of not. You know what I'm saying? And that one guy who doesn't have much money, he's got, what is that there? An ewe, that's a lamb. All right. Y'all following along with this parable real quick? Go ahead and continue reading, Officer Design. They finished it off? Oh, man. That's not brotherhood at all right there for y'all to finish that off and not let me know, man. Yeah, I'm going to council with y'all niggas on this one. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him.
In other words, hey, Shalom, Sister Shalina, how you doing? I ain't heard from you. But in other words, the rich man had everything you need as far as food, you know what I'm saying, for this traveler. But instead of preparing him a meal fit for a king, which he could afford to do, he instead took this poor man's lamb. Not very brotherly at all, right?
Okay.
Go ahead and continue reading.
Verse 5. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. And he said to Nathan, As Yahweh liveth, that man that hath done this thing shall surely die.
So the righteousness done gotten David and said, okay, this man that took advantage of that poor man and made his lamb and cooked his lamb, basically took it right out from under him. That man, a poor man, by the way, who didn't have much, David done declared that man should die. All of a sudden, David is righteous again, huh? Go ahead, Adazan, read the next verse.
Verse 6. And he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity.
All right, so not only are you going to die, but before you die, you're going to give him back everything you took from him in spades. More of the meat, more of the vegetation, more of the grains, the wine or strong drink, everything. You're going to repay it all back to him fourfold before you die. That's David's declaration, basically. Y'all keep listening. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Nathan said to David, Thou art the man.
Say that again.
Thou art the man.
One more time.
Thou art the man.
Thou art the man. In other words, this is a parable. This is basically what he did to Uriah
Okay.
by smashing his old disloyal broad and getting her pregnant. Basically destroyed Uriah's house and destroyed Uriah because Uriah's dead. David, with the spirit of that thirsty traveler that they talk about in Ecclesiasticus 26th chapter, the thirsty traveler, seen Bathsheba and, got thirsty, wanted to have her to himself. Wasn't enough that he's already got 8 women and 300 chicks he can call and pop anytime he gets ready. He's got all the money. He's got the kingdom. He's got the strongest army. Got everything the Lord could possibly give him. And the Lord getting ready to tell him that. We're getting ready to read that. And yet he's got to have this brother's woman.
Go
ahead.
Thus saith Yahweh God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul.
In other words, I gave you the kingdom, nigga. I gave you all the riches. I gave you the best of the land. I gave you all the money, gave you the strongest army, and even defeated a stronger army for you. I got rid of Saul's punk ass and gave you everything. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And I gave thee thy master's house.
I gave you Saul's throne. You got it all. Go ahead.
And thy master's wives into thy bosom.
I even gave you Saul's women. Can you imagine that? The Lord gave him Saul's women. Saul wasn't going to need him no more. Saul's going to die. Everything that was Saul's, I'm giving to you. Because he loved David that much. Go ahead, keep reading, Adazan.
And gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah.
Gave you all 12 tribes. Everyone from Judah to Benjamin to Levi all the way down to Asher and Issachar. You got all 12 tribes. Understand? Keep reading.
And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things.
In other words, I'd have gave you more. I'd have gave you more land. More dairy, more meat, more every damn thing. Just to keep you from committing the evil you committed. Because at the end of the day, that is adultery, right? That was a capital offense David made. David's supposed to die. At the hands of the very Lord who built him up. The Most High, Yahweh, the Supreme. For that evil he did. It's nothing burning back here now, is it? Or it's just that warm? What's going on? Okay, Most High in Christ. All right. But now, and he literally telling them, I gave you more and more and more of it, kept you on the straight path. You didn't have to sit up here and sleep with Uriah's wife and get her pregnant and then send him to battle to die just to cover up your sin. Keep going.
Verse 9. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of Yahweh to do evil in his sight?
It's a commandment. Adultery is a commandment, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Is that right? And yet David didn't take pleasure in that. He wasn't thinking about none of that. He woke up from that night. He woke up from his sleep in that bed on swole, saw Bathsheba, and that was it. It was demon time, man. When we were in the world and didn't know no better, we all did it. And it wasn't right. Barakatah Yahweh Shai for delivering us from that. You know what I'm saying? And we doing the right thing. We teaching other brothers not to do it. Don't destroy the brotherhood. Don't destroy your nation. And don't despise the commandments of the Most High by going out there sleeping with your brother's wife. Go ahead.
Sir, thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon.
In other words, you sent him out there knowing he was going to die. You were damn near expecting him to die. You sent him out there to a hot battle knowing he wouldn't come back alive. There was no righteousness in what David did. Go ahead.
Sir. Verse 10. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
Okay, so at this moment now, David is testing the limits of the Most High's mercy. Because he said the sword, in other words, death is going to find your house. How and who is going to be all up to the Lord. Y'all understand?
Okay.
This is why it's good to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, because that judgment for breaking them ain't going to just come down on you. It's going to come down on your family. Let me see. Let's get the battery plugged in real quick because it's starting to fail. Baba Kasha. Y'all stick with us. We're gonna get this battery plugged on in, and we're gonna go ahead and finish up this fire lesson. I want to make sure I get this out. This is the Tuesday Brotherhood class, mandatory for all officers. Any questions or comments, y'all go on in and leave them in the comment section. Share them. Where does it go? Right here. Share this lesson. Share this lesson with everybody. If you can't get them to come to the class while it's going on live, make sure your family members see it. And if they got a problem with it, y'all tell them, get in contact with the ISUPK in Dallas, all right? I'd love to talk to them about it. Because, the Christians among y'all are going to say, we're under grace and we don't have to die for sin, when even today we're dying for sin. Just because you're not dying right away for it don't mean you're not dying. I'll tell you that in Ecclesiastes. Go ahead.
Sir, verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this sun.
I remember when it was a few years ago. My wives, you was in the truth then. When that whole thing with Will and Jada. Okay, a few people lost the spirit when General Muhammad had said that he would counsel Chris Rock to go and buy some dope and go sleep with Jada Pinkett. Yeah, now we all knew that General Muhammad didn't mean he was going to, literally counsel him to do that if Chris Rock called the men of the Lord. But he was referencing this scripture. And I knew that as he said it because he ended class. I remember that class he ended. It was a Monday class. He ended it with that, and then the conversation picked up Thursday because everybody that's outside of the ISUPK started writing about how evil we were. Going to other videos, going on social media, talking about how evil we were to suggest giving a man's woman to another man. When all in all, he was actually referencing something the Lord said. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, repeat that verse.
Verse 11. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor.
Go ahead.
And he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this sun.
In the sight of the sun. In other words, in his sight. In other words, He's basically threatening to kill David, basically. Because obviously, if he dies, what happens to the wives? Probably marry the next king. This is literally a threat on David, basically. He's going to bring death to this house. It's just going to be a matter of who and when. He's bringing that out in this scripture. Let's get the next verse. We don't have to repeat that one. Let's go ahead and get the next verse.
Verse 12. For thou didst secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
In other words, they're going to know I did it. Just like they know that was me who caused the flood. That was me that tore down the Tower of Babel. That was me that killed the firstborn of every Egyptian. The whole world knows that was Yahweh, the God of the Israelite people. Everybody know that. That's why non-Israelites all hated Yahweh, because they were scared of him. They respected him. You know, respect and fear are parallel sometimes. Somebody that don't like you because you'll kick their ass, that's dislike, that's hate built on fear. Respect. You know what I'm saying? Just to give you some kind of explanation. Go ahead.
For thou didst it secretly. Verse 12. For thou didst it secretly. I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun.
They're going to know it was me.
Verse 13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against Yahweh. And Nathan said unto David, though Yahweh also hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die. Okay,
so we're about to get to the mercy.
Verse 14.
Hold on one second. About to get to the mercy. Now, don't even the New Testament say, I'll have mercy on who I'll have mercy on? I think that's somewhere in Romans 9. Y'all about to get a little bit of mercy. He loves all the 12 tribes of Israel. He loves all the children of Israel, but just like any other father, some of these kids are going to have favor with him. David had favor with the Lord. So to where somebody else would have been probably put to death, no questions asked, David had some mercy, some grace. You know what I'm saying? He what we would call today, David had currency to burn with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he burnt it all up doing with this sin. But he's about to give some mercy. He's about to extend some mercy to him. Go ahead and keep reading.
Verse 14. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of Yahweh to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die.
In other words, that baby that she's carrying, hey, punishment for sin, right? You can't say that a child doesn't bear the iniquities of the father. Here it is, you got a child born straight out of sin. The Lord letting them know, don't expect to raise that baby. Just like he told Ezekiel later, don't you mourn that wife of yours I just killed. He told Lot even earlier, if that broad go back to Sodom and Gomorrah and look and turn the other way when she's supposed to be leaving, don't you go back after her. Lot obeyed, Ezekiel obeyed. So we're going to see if David obeys. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And Nathan departed unto his house, and Yahweh struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick.
Not only is the child going to die, the child going to suffer. Child is sick. Most High put a plague on that child. So y'all get out of this, you all that are Christian that are watching, get out of this nonsense that the Lord won't kill kids. He won't kill your kids. Yes, he will. even if it's just to punish their parents. This this power is not the power to play with. When I started this course, when I started this class, I emphasized keep the laws, the light in the law, keep the brotherhood, keep the loyalty. This is the result of David not doing that. Now, like I said, in Acts 13, later on, when you read in the New Testament, the Lord said David was a man after his own heart who did all his will. So he always loved David, no matter what. But that love didn't stop him from being punished. And his punishment was that little seed that Bathsheba was carrying. He's going to be born for a little while, and then he's going to be put to death. That's the power we serve. Yes, this Sister Angel is deep and it's heavy, but it is what it is. We're going to, especially with me doing the Tuesday class, you're going to get a whole lot of classes of the Lord even putting kids to death. I mentioned earlier, Saul, the first king, pissed off the Lord simply because he said kill all the Amalekites and he left the king alive, meaning kill the women, kill the children, kill the pets, kill every damn body. That's what the Lord told Saul. Saul didn't do it, and that's why the Lord got rid of Saul. Go ahead.
Verse 16. David therefore besought God for the child. And David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth.
Yeah. Baby's sick and dying, and he knows why, and there's nothing he can do about it. Don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. Can't go begging or what they call giving supplication for the child. The Lord done already declared what he declared. The child got to go. It was this or two other punishments you were going to have to endure if you didn't. He basically gave David a choice. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth, but he would not, neither did he eat bread with them.
So he's fasting, he's praying, he's starving himself. He's what they would call today emotionally sick, if you want to go there. He's feeling some type of way right now. Nothing he can do. He brought this on himself. 300 other women he had to, if he just wanted to get his little rocks off, but he had to have his brother's wife. Evil and wicked as hell, man. God. It's just crazy. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And it came to pass on the seventh day that the child died.
The child what?
The child died.
Go ahead.
And the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead. For they said, Behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead?
So David didn't even get to see the child. His servants were dealing with him. The elders, who is this? His servants and everybody, people who were taking care of the child, knowing the child wasn't going to be around long. They talking to it like you would do when a baby's born. Baby is born sick or what have you. You're speaking to it. You're trying to speak life into it. Things that get better. Welcome to the world. Yada yada. But no, they didn't say a whole lot. They spoke to him, but what could they say? What could David say? Hello, child. Goodbye, child. Most High ain't playing, man. This is not the power you play with. Stay on the straight and narrow, man. Delight in the commandments. When we celebrate them high holy days and them feast days, including the Sabbath, be happy about it. We go out there to do the work of the Lord, be happy about it. Delight in it. Don't look at it as a burden. Don't look at it as a burden because you don't get to celebrate Christmas or Thanksgiving anymore, or Valentine's Day or any other pagan BS holiday Esau done got set up. Delight in them high holy days. You know what I'm saying? Sister Shalina said it right. The true Christians ain't getting, and what they ain't teaching. Now the church will have you flee from the law. That's why all your churches, the ones where the mighty men and the righteous men haven't law left yet, but most of them have. All your sin is in there. The women are all dressing and acting like whores. The men are all homosexuals or perverts or pedophiles. You all's kids are being preyed on in them churches like you wouldn't believe. All because y'all have a religious system set up by Esau that, number one, is not scriptural, not at all what Officer Hadazan been reading this whole class. And it's all just meant to get you further and away from the Most High. And y'all preachers need to be kicked in their ass, every one of them, for telling y'all to not follow the law and that we're no longer under law, we're under grace. When grace and law work hand in hand. When we're behind on our rent or on our car payments, we get grace in the sense that we're not going to get evicted from our house, or we're not going to get our cars towed. But the banks and the realtors still want their money, do they not? You won't get a little grace, but they still want their money. Grace is not a pass to break the law. Not only do you have to keep the law, delight in the law. We're gonna get one more verse and then we're gonna go ahead and close out this teaching. The water for y'all joining us. What verse are we in?
Verse 19.
Verse 19. Yeah, go ahead. We'll get that, and then we'll get verse 20 as well. Then we'll go ahead and call it a class.
This is the book of Samuel, this is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 19. But when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, Is the child dead? And they said, He is dead.
And of course he could be sad about it, but who's he gonna get mad at? Who is King David, one of the bloodiest kings that's ever lived? Who is he gonna get mad at? Can't do nothing but get mad at himself. Because the Lord literally told him, that's what he sent Nathan there for. He literally told him, this is on your head. You didn't delight in the law. You had to sit up here and sleep with your brother's wife, basically. And then get him killed just to cover up your sin once she got pregnant. This is something you brought on yourself, nothing you can do. That child is dead because of David, not the Lord. The Lord may have put the judgment on him, but the child should have never been born. Y'all understand? Spoiler, Bathsheba was also Solomon's mother.
Okay.
That's a spoiler. I'll just go ahead and give you that one. Because at this time, she is David's wife. You understand? They've already been punished for going the hell off for this child dying. I'm going to go ahead and get the last verse. Go ahead, verse 20.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 20. Then David arose from the earth and washed, and anointed himself, and changed his apparel, and came into the house of Yahweh, and worshipped.
That's right.
Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him, and he did eat.
Pretty sure he ate more than bread, but yeah, he needed something to eat. He was basically starving and fasting himself. His mind is his mind is weary. His heart is weary, and he hadn't slept, he hadn't ate, hadn't drunk. All thinking about the judgment is going to come down on him through that child, that bastard child, all for a decision he made. And like I asked y'all already, who's he gonna get mad at? Can't get mad at the Lord. That ain't gonna help. What's he gonna do? Get mad at the bra? Gonna get mad at Joab? Who? What? He's gonna get mad at who? This is an evil of his own making. And brotherhood. Had he just remembered the brotherhood and delighted in the Most High's law, it's a whole episode he'd have never had to went through. I pray that you all got understanding. You all won't have to go through a similar sin. She may look good, but she ain't worth it if you know she belongs to your brother. You understand? Keep the brotherhood at all times. Keep it strong. One more scripture. Let's go to just go ahead and close the class. 1 John 4:20. And after that, we'll go ahead and do security announcements. Get on out of here.
This is the book of This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Nothing more important than your brother. We understand that love is an action and not just a feeling, right? So if you really love the Most High like you say you do, don't transgress on your brother. Don't forget the brotherhood or put down the brotherhood and destroy the brotherhood because you broke the Most High's law. Everybody understand? Y'all brothers and sisters that are online, the water for joining us. We got the law class tomorrow. Tune in to ISUPK Dallas for that. The scripture breakdown, which Officer Kagawar will be linking up with General Muhammad on Thursday for the scripture breakdown class. The Sabbath service every Saturday morning. Don't miss that. You all know the number. Any questions, comments, or concerns, just reach out to isupk.com. ISUPK Dallas, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're going to turn the class over for security announcements.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK style 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into a school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves off the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, a free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. It's Passover. That will be in Socket. The Feast of Purim. That'll be in March 2nd. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black: boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Man of Israel, Majum Shabbat, I Majum, Barat, Yahweh Hashem Shabbat. We'll now be giving a courtesy salute to the sisters. Man of Israel, Majum Shabbat, I Majum, Barat, Yahweh Shema Shabbat. And with that, class dismissed.
Man.
Holy Spirit took over.
Hey man, say man, back with another one, just like the other one, but even better. It's the Lord's 57th annual Passover, hosted by the ISUPK under Commander Junior Hunter. And guess what? It's in H-Town this year, baby. It's going down. Make sure you pay your fees, man. 18 and up, $200 a pop. Kids get in.
Hey, that's why council set up. The brothers above you got council set up for you. You having conflict with something you're getting ready to do a thing.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one